hearing Michael Jordan make his statement, his anti-violence statement, giving $1 million to two organizations to help battle violence and anti-gun violence. What did you think of it after many people thought decades of silence too long from Jordan on issues like this?
I don't think that I'm annoyed. And people can say, well, he's a friend of Michael Jordan's. They're close. That's all true. Whether it's Michael Jordan or not, if you ask me this about, I don't know, anybody else, the notion that this is where social media and mainstream media have taken over to the point where it's absurd, counterproductive, annoying as hell to me. So now it's more important to do something publicly than just do something. Now, I applaud Michael Jordan. I applaud Carmelo Anthony. I applaud anybody and everybody who's taking a stand here and using the reach that they have by virtue of their fame, by their celebrity, by the deeds of their athletic years to try and make a difference, to say, stop this. I applaud them. But the notion that Michael Jordan has to do it publicly because, because Charles Barkley does, or because Jim Brown does, because Magic Johnson does, and I love those gentlemen, I am friends with them, it doesn't make any sense. Michael Jordan had the same reaction that a lot of us have. He's sitting around watching the television, and he can't believe what he's seeing. And I know from text messaging that goes back and forth that I'm involved in sometimes, that being fed up in his case can lead to an action that is greater than the action of others. That's good too. But the notion that Michael Jordan is never involved in things that are social or cultural is just wrong. And most of the conversation centers around that. Well, he's quiet. So in other words, he's got to be, Trumpian? He's got to go out and run his mouth about what he's given his efforts to, charitable causes, in order for it to be legitimate, in order for it to count. I mean, I know of other, and I've asked Michael at times, as a reporter, as a columnist, hey, I know you've done this. We've talked about it. Let me write about it. Let me talk about it. Come on camera. Talk about it. He doesn't want to do it. Does that mean he has to talk about it, that he has to be, we have to check him off in a box, that he's public and he said it and he's done it, and therefore he's gotten full credit for it because he's gone on SportsCenter or Sports Talk Radio? I mean, this annoys the hell out of me.
So why now then, Michael? Why do you think it happened now?
Because he's not public anymore for the most part. And he's 53 years old. He's not 33 years old or 28 years old. And he understands this, and I think he was hesitant about it. I didn't ask him if he was hesitant, but I'm sure he was hesitant to do it even now. But now the things that make a difference in this particular case seem to be people holding up their hands and saying, hey, please stop this. And I think he understood that lending his name to this was more important, he thought, than other things. But there were other things. There were presidential campaigns that he has given money to, Rich. I know that. Does he need to come out and say it? Really? People think that makes it okay because they know? I know he gave, so now it's good. Michael Jordan must be involved because I know. I don't care whether it's Michael Jordan or not. And I love the people who are not afraid to be in the public discourse, too. I've written 2 books with Charles Barkley. They could not be more opposite figures when it comes to how they live their public lives and what to do about their belief systems. So just because they're different doesn't mean one is wrong or one is better than the other. And God knows I applaud what Charles does has helped me. Yes. I've written 2 books with him. So you're never going to hear me criticize the other side of the aisle on that. Mm-hmm. Or Magic Johnson, who I worked with for 8 or 9 years. I love that they are willing and able to do it and do it as forcefully and gracefully. And they do it in opposite ways. Jordan chooses not to do it that way. Is that somehow heinous? Have we really gotten to that point? So part of my reaction is to the reaction. But my reaction to what Jordan has done is that it's great. His voice is still respected. His voice still matters.
It does. There's no question about it.
And I told him that. I thought his voice needed to be heard many times. He chose not to do it many times. He's chosen to do it this time. And good for him that he chose to do it because I think this is that important. And his choosing to be public about it, I think can have impact.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.